out, and I want to give you all an update on this morning officer-involved shooting. Two things I want to provide: the identity of the involved officer in terms of the one that was hurt. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, was anybody streaming?
Yeah.
You guys are streaming?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Anyway, our suspect from this morning's officer-involved shooting is identified as Tyler, spelled Tom, T as in Tom, Y as in yellow, L as in Lincoln, E as in Edward, R as in Robert, Harold, spelled H as in Henry, A as in Adam, R as in Robert, R as in Robert, E as in Edward, L as in Lincoln, L as in Lincoln. He's born 1/18 of 1998, January 18 of 1998. He is a biracial male, 18 years of age. The Department of Public Safety records lists him as a white male, and the Austin Police Department Versadex, which is our records management system, lists him as a black male. And just for your information, we listed in the search warrant him as a black male. So again, he's Tyler Harold, biracial male, 18 years of age, born 1/18 of 1998. And he's currently been booked on attempted capital murder charge into the Travis County Jail. The investigation's ongoing. Again, our Internal Affairs Division will conduct an administrative investigation looking at tactics, policies, and procedures under the auspices and the oversight and review. Obviously, the Office of Police Monitor will be part of that. The Office of Police Monitor will be part of that. And a criminal investigation will be conducted into the actions of the suspect and our officers involved in the Special Investigations Unit under the oversight of the Travis County District Attorney's Office. The officer that was injured is Officer James Pittman, Commission 1/2/2009. I'm brain phased. Is that our shooter? That's the shooter or the officer that was shot?
That's the victim.
That's our victim officer, right? Okay. It's been a long couple of weeks, folks. I apologize. He's been on again for a little over 7 years. Hired on 5/27/2008 and commissioned on 1/2/2009. So he's been employed for 7 years, 11 months, and he's been a commissioned officer for 7 years and 3 months. He's had surgery. He's going to require more surgeries, and I would just say that I would ask this community that although he's going to obviously survive, that it's going to be a challenging healing process, and for people that believe in the power of prayer, I would ask that we pray for his complete recovery, because from I know about Officer Pittman, he's a phenomenal human being. He's a wonderful police officer, and I want him to be able to recover to continue his career, so please pray for that. Do you have the additional?
Last name is Radke,
Okay.
R-A-D-K-E. I don't have this time served yet.
Oh, okay. The officer that returned fire in order to protect his fellow officer when they came under fire and to extricate the officer is Officer Radke, spelled Robert, R as in Robert, A as in Adam, D as in David, T as in Tom, K as in King, E as in Edward. Can't remember his first. You can look it up in the email. I don't have his time of service. I apologize. I thought I was going to be on my note, and it isn't. But we'll give you his first name and how long he's been on. Again, he's a male white, and so is the officer that was shot. So with that, I will open it up to any questions on this matter before we move on. Are there any questions?
The officer that was shot, did he return fire at all?
He was not able to return fire. He went down, and his fellow officer, Officer Radke, returned fire. What's his first name?
Leighton.
Leighton. I was gonna say Lyle, so I was close. It was a little L. Leighton Radke.
You got me on the mind.
Huh?
That's my name.
I got you on the mind, all right. I love you, brother.
How often are SWAT officers involved in serving warrants?
SWAT officers serve any warrant that's determined to be a high-risk warrant, so they are involved on a regular basis. It's part of their duties. In this case, the reason we use the SWAT team is because there were indications based on the intelligence gathered by the Organized Crime Division, a strong belief that automatic weapons were potentially located in the residence. I will tell you that when we do our threat assessments, the Organized Crime Division, or any division that's going to conduct an arrest or search warrant, execute either an arrest or search warrant on a location, part of our policies and procedures require a threat assessment. And in this case, I'm very thankful and proud of the fact that our Organized Crime Division and our Special Operations Division made the right call. I could only imagine if it wasn't a SWAT team that had executed that search warrant, I'm sure we would have done a great job, but the ones best positioned to survive and execute a high risk is the SWAT team. So quite frankly, when they're going to err on the side of safety. And in this case, with very limited information, they end up using the right entity to execute it. The other thing that I think is really important to reemphasize in this community, that by policy, our department, when we breach the front door and we look to make sure there's nobody there, and we deploy the flashbang devices, we always simultaneously, absolutely, and this is recorded, announce very loudly in our RAD system, which is our very loud PA system on the Bearcat Austin Police Department. It tells you the address and search warrant. Austin Police Department with the address of the location and search warrant. Very loud. Our SWAT team wears very distinctive uniforms that are clearly marked police. And in this case, based on what we know, they were very visible to the suspect when he started shooting at them and trying to kill them. We're very fortunate. This is our second officer-involved shooting. This is our second officer shot. The last few weeks, this department has faced a lot of challenges from the shooting of Officer Armando Perez, the shooting of Officer Pittman, the heinous murder and tragic murder of Miss Weiser, and then we had Officer Smith, who was seriously injured in a traffic crash on the span of a little under 2 weeks, or about 2 weeks. I think that the response of this department, as you look at our ability to respond to these challenges, speaks volumes as to the professionalism of the men and women of the Austin Police Department. Although people try to take the lives now of 2 officers, and we face these tragedies and these challenges, our folks still come to work day in and day out, and the mission of keeping Austin one of the safest big cities in the country continues. And I can tell you that despite these challenges, I'm very proud that when you look at the way we've responded as a department, as an Austin Police Department family, whether it's our victim services, our crime scene investigators, our 911 operators, our communications operators, everyone has responded with such professionalism and courage that we as a community should take time, again, that when you see these officers, thank them. Because at this time, when officers are constantly being barraged with criticism, we need to take these moments that when you see an officer in the field, please help lift up those professional men and women by saying thank you, a smile, a thumbs up. If that's too much like giggling for you, give them a horns up here in Austin. But give them a little sign of courage, because they matter. And what they do to keep this, the fastest growing city, safe matters. And so I hope that the public will take some time to help me help lift them up in these challenging weeks. Anything else?
Is there any other charges for Mr. Harrell besides the attempted capital murder?
That's the first charge that's been filed. I'm sure that as the investigation continues, that I suspect that other charges will be filed. Remember that this was a result of a drug investigation, and my understanding and preliminarily appears that we have found evidence of drug involvement by the suspect. Okay? Thank you, guys.